Lots of follow-up on USAID from yesterday. We talked about it a lot yesterday, but of course, it's still being talked about because it's still effectively shut down and people are still losing their minds. Democrats have lost their minds completely on this topic, and it's absolutely a treat to watch, I must say. ABC did a really interesting news story about it where they actually talked to one of the employees, contract employees, who was there when Doge showed up to USAID. And so she describes what happened when Doge folks showed up.
Last week that the Doge team showed up at USAID offices in Washington and demanded access. USAID employee Christina Dry described the scene.
Doge was in the building. We took down our pride flags. I took out any books I felt would be incriminating. No one was talking. We heard they started taking transcripts automatically of all of our Google Meets. They unplugged the news in the little kitchen galleys. It didn't feel good. And then Saturday, all of the websites went down, and then I lost complete access to my computer.
We took down all the pride flags?
Can you imagine that this is the priority? Like,
yeah.
It's so, oh my God.
Yeah, oh my God is right. We took all of our pride flags. We were really concerned about those. We got to save those.
And what book did she move? Like, what book was she afraid of having that would be incriminating?
I don't
like. Do they just have like tons of Mein Kampf copies lying around?
I was just gonna say, was it Mein Kampf? Yeah, it's gotta be right. That tracks.
Oh my God,
totally tracks. Yeah, I don't. The outrage about this is just so crazy to me because it's like you see all these people going on all these talk shows and they're all freaking out and they're just like, oh my God, this is, again, like they say it's fascist, but they don't understand what fascism is. But like, you put your oxygen mask on first, right? Before you save other people. That's what we're trying to do as Americans. We're trying to make sure that our finances are in order. Like, I hope that these people help their families first before they give money to anybody else. Like, if your child is starving, do you go, oh, screw you. Screw you, kid.
There's starving kids in Africa.
Yeah, we got to make sure that we feed those kids in Honduras.
Right. You know? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But if you tell them that, they're going to be like, whatever. I mean, it's like, because it's child neglect. If you ignore your own kid, that's basically neglect and abuse. But that's essentially what we're doing in America. We're neglecting and abusing ourselves, our own people, our own family. And then we're giving all this money to all these, to like trans operas in other countries. What are we doing? And they're mad about it. They're mad.
They're mad that they're being asked to show receipts for what they are spending our money on.
Right.
That's literally all they're mad about.
Yeah, they're mad.
And so it's so stupid. And Joni Ernst, Senator Ernst, has been after them forever. And in fact, and they have stonewalled her at every opportunity. We've got a clip of her talking about this from Fox News, which I need disclaimer. I sped it up because I find the way she talks to be so annoying because she talks so slowly. It makes me crazy. It makes me absolutely crazy. So just know that she doesn't sound like this. I just sped it up a little bit just so I could tolerate it.
Monk made her a chipmunk. There you go.
Not quite a chipmunk, but she is talking faster than she would like. But her point is a good one, and here it is.
On USAID's case for years now, going back several years, where I was trying to investigate the expenditures for humanitarian aid, primarily when it came to the war in Ukraine. And what my team and I encountered was absolute obstruction and lies coming out of USAID. They did everything possible to stop me from accessing their records to understand where our taxpayer money was going. I eventually partnered with Representative Mike McCall in the House, and we started a formal congressional investigation. And even after that, they really pushed back, only allowed us access to a small amount of data. But what we found was extreme expenditures on the part of USAID with very little data-driven results. We have seen money funded in the Wuhan Institute of Virology through dollars steered by USAID on dangerous coronaviruses. We saw how that turned out. We've seen funding going to Morocco for pottery classes, tourism in Lebanon, of all places, even when the State Department was advising against travel. I could go on and on and on.
And how do they defend that? You know, they're like, we got to make sure that we like give medicine and all this kind of, which, listen, that's not being cut. Even Marco Rubio is like, we're not getting rid of the humanitarian aid to these countries, which I got to tell you, I actually would cut it. If it were up to me, I'm sorry, but I would cut that. We can't afford it. We're broke. So I'm actually not even for the humanitarian aid. I'm not. We got to take care of until we look like freaking Dubai. I don't think we should be giving anybody any money right now. So I'm actually against that too. But these people feel like we got to give money to everybody else, which whatever. Okay, that's fine. But that's what they're saying. But like, how do they defend all of these other expenditures on other bullshit, like the trans operas and like the whatever else that they're spending it? How do they defend that?
Yeah,
How do they do that?
that's exactly right. Like, and they've tried to make it clear that this is anything that is a life-saving, whether it's medication or whatever the aid is, there is no pause on that aid. And yet the Democrats are acting as though this order is literally killing people. Listen to Van Jones just as one example.
I'm Marco Rubio. I'd be happy to do it, but I'm going to tell you right now, people are going to die in very large numbers around the world who are expecting the United States to live up to our promises to get them medicine, to get them help. And when that happens, people are going to remember that. There are people right now who have HIV who are alive only because the United States is making sure of that. Donald Trump says, we don't care. You go die.
Oh my God. These people are so dramatic and they need to stop. Seriously. Americans are dying. Veterans are dying. There are homeless kids that are dying. There are old women that are dying right now. Americans. I mean, I'm just like, it's so irritating. He and the Mark Ruffalo's of the world are just they're so fear-mongery and so ridiculous, off the charts, dramatic. And again, why is it our responsibility to pay for people that have AIDS in other countries? I'm asking the question. And if you think I'm mean for asking that question, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Why is it my responsibility to pay for other people that have AIDS in other countries? Why is that my responsibility? Somebody needs to answer that question for me.
Well, I mean, I have no problem with soft power, which is what they talk about, and being, a benevolent country when we can actually take care of our own.
Right.
Like, that's fine. But in the world of hurt that we're currently in, there needs to be cuts.
Yeah.
So I have your same question.
Why can't he enlist all of the good billionaires from his side of the aisle to help pay for all that crap? If he's so benevolent and he wants to take people's money. I mean, apparently we've heard that, from the DNC that there are good billionaires and bad billionaires. Ask the good billionaires to pay for it.
Well, and there's a lot of videos coming out of people that are ostensibly in these areas that receive the aid, making videos saying, we haven't seen jack shit. The money that you guys are sending through USAID is not getting to the people that need it. It's just lining the pockets of bureaucrats. And that's a reasonable thing for the Trump administration to want to check into. That's the whole reason for the pause.
It's basically like the homeless in California and the, all the money that was spent on the homeless in California and that speedy train that he had in California.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same kind of thing. Like, these politicians would be like, give us all this money. We're going to spend it on really great benevolent things. And they don't spend it on that at all. And so it's a bunch of crap. It's money laundering. It is fraud. It is theft is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't afford it. We are broke. So don't cry to me, Van Jones. I don't want to hear it until everybody in this country is taken care of. I don't want to hear it. I don't.
Yeah. Well, and Joy Reid is calling this a literal coup. I mean, all these people are absolutely hysterical. Here is a little bit of what Joy Reid said.
Tonight, with a full-on crisis in our democracy, as federal workers are literally locked out of their offices while operatives working for a private citizen essentially take over our government. If this were happening in any other country right now, I promise you, I'd be on the air calling it a coup.
Oh my God. My grandson's tricycle called and it wants its wheels back from your ears, Joy. What was that?
I don't even know. I do not know.
Yeah, seriously, I don't know what that was.
So yeah, I mean, the people on the left, the talking heads are absolutely losing their minds, but it doesn't end with them. It's also with members of Congress who hilariously are now worried about Elon having access to our personal and private information.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you're more worried about Elon having it than all of the IRS employees, the Joe Schmoes of the IRS. Like, I don't care if Elon has my information. And the fact that they're using this now as a new reason to be mad is hilarious, but that's exactly what you're going to hear from Chris Murphy.
Of course I do. First of all, every American needs to know that your information, your personal tax records have been potentially compromised, that unelected billionaires and his Silicon Valley right-wing friends may have access to all of your personal information.
Yes. What are they going to Yeah, what are they going to do with that? Oh my God, Becky. What's going to happen? Like, Elon is sitting there at his desk going, oh my gosh, did you see what Mock did like in her transactions with, I don't know, like she bought something from Walmart today.
Right. It's so stupid. I love this tweet from Heather B, who said, I cannot even remember how many times I've been informed that my personal information has been compromised because of hacks. And now all of a sudden I'm supposed to be panic stricken because Elon Musk has access to my social security number. WTF is he going to do with it? Open account at Sephora, rent a car, take the whole $97 on my debit card?
Oh my God. I hope he does open an account at Sephora. I hope he does. You really do. That would be great.
The way that they say Elon Musk is an unelected citizen. Well, so too are every single employee of the IRS. The top of the IRS agency is unelected. So please spare me the faux outrage and concern over my private information.
Yeah, and seriously, if he opens some account, like some bogus account at Best Buy, you think he's not going to be disappointed in how much money I don't have? As opposed to how much money he has. Like, seriously, people, get a grip.
Yeah, there's plenty of unelected people who have access through the government to your personal information. I'm sorry if that's news to anybody.
Yeah,
but it's a fact.
Surprise!
One more reason that you need aura.com/chicks.
Totally.
Chuck Schumer on a rampage about Elon Musk could not stand it. He's so worried that just because there's been this pause at USAID, what if Elon starts taking over other government agencies? Dave Rubin made this clip. He pasted Chuck Schumer's worry along with a clip that you're sure to recognize. Oh, sorry. The IRS, yeah. There was this tweet also about Representative Harriet Hageman, who talked about the IRS and what they've been doing. They've been actually illegally surveilling Americans using AI, looking at our bank accounts to see our transactions. So again, spare me the faux outrage about Elon.
Right.
Random IRS employees are doing much, much worse. So
yep. I'd much rather Elon have access. Believe me.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now on to Chuck and the all too familiar clip that everybody will recognize.
If Doge attacks USAID today, then you can be sure they'll move on to another target tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Postal Service or the IRS or even the Social Security Administration.
You promise?
They could be next. Or maybe our National Security Agency.
Oh God. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Please make it the IRS.
Right?
Please. Oh my gosh. I'll have what she's having.
But he's still not done. He's very, 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 very worried about
American people, mark my words. The American people will not stand for an unelected, secret group to run rampant through the executive branch.
That's what we have.
Being innovative is good. But Mr. Musk, this isn't a tech startup. These are public institutions that deal with things like Social Security and Medicare and national defense and provide for the well-being of the American people. And the American people have a right to be part of that debate.
Oh my God.
Now
we when? Since when, you sinister ass? Since when? He's never asked that question before. There's never been any transparency. You've just taken our money, stolen it, and spent it on all your little pet projects. Screw you, Chuck. God,
It's
he's
such
just
hypocrisy, just
it
rampant
is.
hypocrisy.
It's just gross. They're just mad because they're having to provide receipts.
They don't like
And
to do that.
And we're seeing the abundant and disgusting and just obscene waste. We're seeing how much they've stolen from us, and they don't like that.